Hi traders, I'll try and clarify exactly what charts I'm looking at. At least a couple of people have mentioned that want to have clarity on what I was looking at. So we're looking at the Dow daily here with 55 minutes to go till the end of play, and this channel has held, and we've got a really nice breakout pattern here. So the question in everybody's mind is, can this keep going? Can this really just, we are extending the weekly. We've been going ever since we gapped up from the fiscal cliff, so-called resolution. Where is this going to end? Is this going to come down really fast and just triple over? That's something I'm not going to try and address that now. For the moment, don't fight it. The message is just don't fight it. So tomorrow, assuming we don't sell field into the close, which I'm not expecting, I would look for 722 tomorrow and see if that can continue. I would have bought this had we got a deeper pullback. I would have bought this, but it opened up and just ran, which unfortunately is pretty typical. I should know by now, shouldn't I? Rather than just hang around for a pullback, because there's a little climactic breakout pattern on the 5-minute chart. It pulled back within about 10 minutes of opening and then just ran like Billio. So that is one look at that. Let's just look at the S&P as well while we're here. That's making new highs. So this monthly pivot here was bought, and that's grinding up. This has been a good week for the S&P. We're into the report season, and we are getting some good movements on these charts. It's the Nasdaq daily, and that's even stronger. So these Nasdaq and the S&P were lagging, but they sure are catching up. Right, let's just go through a few trades. I'm still in this pound US dollar. This is the 60-minute chart. So we're in this potential flag. Whichever way we come out of this, we will move fairly swiftly. So I hope it's the upside, because I bought the lows. I bought down here at 15, so I'm only just above water. Got in a little bit too high, because we've only come down about 9-10 points, so there's hardly anything in it. But I'm hoping that all this support. If we look at the Sunday open, let me just increase this. Let me put a bar around the Sunday open. Right, so I've taken that flag pattern off. This is the Sunday price here. That's the first 60-minute bar on the Sunday open, and that has played a part in that drop. It's played a part in that support when we broke out here, and it's played a part in the lows today. So we're going into the close above the Sunday range. So if the Asians buy it and sweep it up, then I'm hoping to get 154.50 is a major area of resistance. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, 14. And just remind myself what I've got there. Yeah, we've got the daily 100 and the weekly R1 at 154.50, which is just above here. And then of course, we've got this monthly R1 and monthly R2, monthly R3. Monthly R1 is pinning us down right now. Absolutely pinning us down. RSI is just above the midline. Okay, so I'm not risking much capital, so I want to see if that can do something. So let's just go back to the daily. So that the 4 hour, that we had a moving average, a lot of support down in the 4 hour. So I need this 4 hour chart just to close above 153.30. 153.30-35 area is key. If that can get broken above, then I stand a chance of seeing some action. But obviously we've got a red bar here, and 2 out of these 3 red bars are red, so I need some progress pretty soon in the next hour or 2, otherwise that could just fail and roll over. Now just a reminder before we move away from the pound, we're stuck right under my 50% fibs here. A bit of a stopping bar yesterday, just really just hovering around, just around about yesterday's close, so it's pretty flat. But like I said, I'm not risking much capital. I think a little push into the Asian session, that might be enough just to make that break out of that R1. You can see how important that monthly R1 is. Right, yesterday I bought the FTSE in an hourly chart off of the S1. I took it off at about 81.82. It actually went up to 64.05, so I could have squeezed a little bit more out of it. But once something's really extended and once it's made bumping into resistance area, I'm happy just to make sure I take it off the table and grab what I can out of it. In actual fact, this is pretty much the level I took it off at. So I had 1 more hour's juice in it before it started to peel off. So tomorrow on the FTSE, 63.50 area, 63.50, 63.60 is going to be the pullback area, to see if that's going to move further. So I'll be looking out for that. And here is the daily. So you can see we've moved into a massive area of resistance, huge area of resistance. Look left over this chart, it's huge. Just remind myself where I put the fibs from. I put the fibs from the 26th of Feb lows and the 15th of March before we gapped down and dropped pretty low. And no, that's not where I got the fibs. I do apologise. I've got the fibs on the 2013 highs and lows. That's where I got the fibs. So the lows on I think it's non-farm payroll, we touched 50%. We closed well on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday we were right into this resistance. So I will be very happy just to buy the 63.50 area tomorrow and see if that can grind up. Pound yen is still moving. It went right into monthly R3 with extreme RSI, so all pullbacks are still bought, and I should have had more attention. There's a big lovely pullback on this I completely missed, so it was quite pricey by the time I got to my screen, so there wasn't much in it, so I didn't risk that. But that was still going well, and a pullback to that 15200 or 15240 might be where you get, is still viable. Just keep buying pullbacks until it stops working. But obviously we've got a lot going against it now. We've got monthly R3, extreme RSI, so it is lower probability. Pound Aussie dollar I have been watching, and that is just not doing it, so standing aside. I got a stop out on that yesterday. I bought 146 area and it didn't work. It happens. Euro, that's not a healthy close. That is not healthy at all. That's a potential reversal bar. What's the daily telling us? We moved into a weekly R1 today and come off. But we're back to a monthly R1. Now I think this is a bullish consolidation because we've got the ATMA creeping up underneath here. We've had a decent run. We didn't fail here. We were saved. Pretty decent run, and the ATMA is just catching up. It's just following behind here, just under this trend line. It could be that drags us right back to the 8, so 130, which we're not far off now, and then takes us back up. So I would be a buyer. I would, even though that's not closed that well, I would still be a buyer of 130 to see if that can push up and get into this zone here, and possibly work up to R2. So no, I suspect I'll be able to get a good price on that and limit my risk. If I can do that, then I will willingly risk X number of points to see if that can work. Quick look around the other charts. Euro pound is sloppy. The US dollar yen has been an important factor. That is very similar to the pound yen. Gold, it's not doing it. Moved into the monthly pivot. Had a monthly pivot right above it, and that's pulled right back down again. Quick look at the US dollar CAD. Sideways at the beginning, but this area here, 101.40 is holding. So if that fails and drops down here, that's good for my pound long. But we start to pick up and close higher tomorrow, that is in danger. US dollar Swissy is above the okay, we've got a lot of congestion around here. It's a hammer-like bar, but we've got massive congestion. The 8 EMA falling down here. But just like we've got the 8 EMA creeping up on the euro, we've got the 8 EMA creeping down on this one. So it's crossed up here with the 21. It's come through the 50 EMA, come through this pivot, so it might just come up to meet it before it drops. So I would ignore a hammer. There's a lot of support there, but I would ignore a hammer in this sort of midstream on the basis that that does look as if that could fail. Oil. I was looking, oil's coming up against the monthly pivot, not very convincing. It is 3 days of higher closes, but that's a lot of resistance up here. 95 is a massive number. I would, like the pound yen, the US dollar yen, I would still buy pullbacks to that 94 area, or possibly even 94 area would be good for that one, and then to see if that can push up. I will stop buying pullbacks once I see a reversal pattern in the daily. And for that, let's just keep an eye on things like copper. That monthly pivot is, these pivots are just really, really good. Struggling at the monthly pivot, so we now break today's highs, or yesterday's highs, and that could bust up. Soybeans I had a look at today, but it weren't doing much. It's a horrible spike up there, up to 1410. Okay. Corn. Corn's also, not quite sure why we've got some spikes up there. Must have been a report out. Some stocks. Vodafone's up at 190, or close to 190. Motion Southern's had a good day. Premier Foods. This is a massive wall up here. I am in this, but it's if we can't close above 77.60, that could just roll over again. So I've got to be careful with this one. It can gap. So we drop down off support, we roll into resistance, we came down to support, we roll through support, we come back to test it, so we could be heading down. I've got to be very careful here. Notice last year we had a great head and shoulders pattern here. Sold off, pull back, drop down, tested resistance, drop down further, new low, started to get bought on this support here, came up for head and shoulder. When we broke the neckline we bust up, came up to the broke through resistance, came back to test new support and ran up. If we pull right back from all of this, excuse me for a moment, I will just put that back and put the fibs on this last move. We're still out of the fib zone. You can see this is the other pattern that just strikes me as well. This is a reverse head and shoulders. So shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. So it's a choppy old stock. If we can't break that resistance and start to close under here, I will consider bailing out for fear of this just having another move to the downside. There's 1, 2, could be heading for a third wave down. Anyway, overall I am happy to be long that. I will stay in that and let's see how that progresses. But I'm on high alert. General, let's have a fantastic day. That is a pullback to, I'd probably be lucky to get 830 in that one. On general, let's have a fantastic day. Been looking at that one for quite a while. 3 eyes, had a good day. Wow, beautiful chart, isn't it? Beautiful chart, because when that breaks that level there, that's a fantastic wedge breakout. There's the pull, breaks up, there's the pullback, and once it breaks it out again, it just goes, hardly looks back. So that the monthly pivot on that one, 316, is a buy. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helps, and I'll see you tomorrow.